things I miss, but don't be unkind. It don't mean I'm blind. Perhaps there's a thing or two I shouldn't have said. I think of lying in bed. Oh, but there it is. You see, it's so clear you weren't meant to be here. From the beginning. Maybe I might have changed, not been so cruel, not been such a fool. Whatever is done is done. I just can't recall. Doesn't matter at all. You see, it's all clear you weren't meant to be here. From the beginning. Come down on your own and leave your body alone. And somebody must change. You are the reason I've been waiting here so long. And somebody hold the key when I'm near the end, and I just ain't got the time, no. And I'm wasted now, and I can't find my way home. and somebody holds the key. When I'm near the end and I just ain't got the time, no. And I'm wasted now, and I can't find my way home. I'm wasted now, and I can't find my way home. Perfect.
With another version of the Loft Session South. The Loft Session started up north, so here we are in the southern version of it. We have J.D. Ingalls in the house. I said that correctly?
You did.
Yes. So J.D., first off, my big question is, what does J.D. stand for?
John David.
John David, okay. From Boston.
Yes, sir. Arlington, Massachusetts.
Arlington, Massachusetts.
Spelled AHHLINGTON. Arlington.
Ah. And you know Foxborough is right around here.
I
so
do.
There's a lot of Bostonians.
got
Bostonians.
Bostonians, yes, that's what we call ourselves.
So
or massholes.
So we've known each other at a long arm's distance for many years. I've been watching you online. You're constantly gigging all around Southwest Florida. I don't think you go in any tiki place or restaurant, and in the background you're going to hear you somewhere at some point. So tell me about the story about your guitar, because I went online and I saw on your Facebook there's a post of a guitar where it's a cool idea. And tell us about that. What's the...
I play a Line 6 Vera axe, and I've got 4 of them. 2 of these are beautiful baby blue colors, and I just love the color of the guitar. And I started about 4 or 5 years ago with my first blue one, because I just bought the second blue one about a couple of years ago. But I digress. I go off on tangents, sorry. And I started posting pictures of the guitar.
Guitar porn.
Just guitar porn, yeah, for lack of a better word, sure. And I would just, before I'd play a show, I would put the guitar somewhere interesting at the gig and kind of highlight the room that I'm playing at for advertising for them. And it morphed into this thing where people started asking about Baby Blue. That's what I call her. And the other one's name is Stella. And then there's Sunny and Maisie. So they all have names. And so it's, I don't know if you saw the Twilight Zone episode with the ventriloquist where the dummy takes over. That's kind of what happens with me with the guitars. They've kind of morphed into their own personalities.
Okay.
It's hilarious. People chime in on Facebook about what's Baby Blue up to. She's in the hospital right now. She's getting frets done.
So you have a good luthier in town.
I do. And
might want to give a shout out to this person.
So Donica Tierney, where are you, Donica? He's working on my guitar right now. And
got a good kick drum sound on that.
I know. Stop hitting it.
So how long you been in Southwest Florida?
I've been here since '03, but up until last year, I've been going back every year up to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire.
You play there in the summertime.
Play my shows up there all summer long, yeah.
And before Southwest Florida, I think you said you were in Key West?
Key West for 5 years.
Did you ever meet Jimmy?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Many times.
And did he ever come up and play a few songs with you?
No, that never happened. But the first time I met him, this is kind of turned into the famous Jimmy Buffett story. We were having dinner, about 12 of us, at Bubbaloo's up on Stock Island, which is Jimmy's favorite restaurant, one of his favorite restaurants. So
and he doesn't own it.
No.
Okay.
This is probably about 96, 97, 96. And we were at the by the door because there were so many of us. They put us at a big long table, and I happened to be at the end of the table, and my back was literally right up against the door. And Jimmy would eat dinner there all the time, and he was very good friends with the owners. And so he's in the building, and he's having dinner, and everybody, when we walked, oh, Jimmy's here, but the locals were like, yeah, okay, fine. And he's saying goodbye. We're all sitting at the table. Jimmy's standing there. He's right next to me, and his ass is in my face. Jimmy, if you ever see this is funny. You'll remember this. His ass was in my face. And I was cool with it, well, because I thought he was just saying goodbye, and I was like, everything's fine. And then my food came, and my plate gets put in front of me, and I still got Jimmy's ass in my face. And I'm like, I can't eat. I'm looking at all the people at the table are laughing. and I'm like, so I tap him on the shoulder, and I said, Jimmy, I can't eat my dinner with your ass in my face. He started laughing. He said, I totally understand. And he introduced himself, and I said, yeah, we know who you are. And then it was really nice. It was fun. But that was the first time I met Jimmy. Yeah.
So Jimmy's an ass man.
He's an ass man. Yeah.
So the two songs that you picked, that was a lot of fun. What I love about this is it exposes me to songs because the guest always picked the songs. So the two songs that we played, I've never heard. And it was so much fun. Yeah, I've never heard those tunes. And it was so much fun learning them and hearing them. Now they're going to be, I'm going to, forever in. And so how would you describe your style when you play out?
A little bit of everything. So right now there's probably about 300 songs in my head. And I try to have one or two songs from a whole wide variety of artists. So when people come to my shows, they can, make requests and...
So do you find different places, for example, like a tiki bar in Isle of Capri versus the Bay Front? Is there a different set list for each one, different clientele?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And because there's some places I play that are rocking, where I, whip out Allman Brothers and, cranking AC/DC. I mean, I've all the hard rock stuff, Stevie Ray, just ripping through it all.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I go and do, like, Hogfish Harry's, I play there on Saturday nights, it's a dinner gig. So it's, I'm playing Wichita Lineman, and I'm playing, Chris Isaac, Wicked Game.
So basically, you can never get bored because you're constantly doing something different.
I try to keep it, up, try to keep it mixed up. So it's like, even so the staff doesn't get sick of me, because it's like, you play in the same place over and over. It's really fun because you get to be friends with the people that work there. But you don't want to bore them either because you see them every week and they're here.
Right.
So for instance, last night I was playing. I play a place called Mudbugs on Sanibel every Monday night. Like, what day is it? And a friend of mine who works there, his name's Josh, and he said, I want to hear new music tonight. And I was like, okay, sure. And so I
hit the new music button.
So I didn't play anything that I usually play. I mean, for the most part, because you got to play. If you get a request for Brown Eyed Girl, you're playing Brown Eyed Girl.
Right.
But predominantly, I played a whole bunch of stuff that I don't usually play there. And halfway through the night, I looked at Josh. I said, "We good?" And he's like, "Yes, we're good." It's like, so it was nice. That made me feel good that I'm keeping him entertained as well as the audience.
And let's give everybody your website and how they could find you.
www. 3 of them, right? .jd.live.
That's a great website.
Yeah.
And where are you coming in the next couple of days? Because this should go up in a couple minutes after we get done.
Well, I got 2 days off. I try to take Tuesday, Wednesday off. So I'm not back until Thursday. I'm at the Boathouse in Fort Myers this week. They flip-flop me every other Thursday between Cape Coral and Fort Myers.
But generally, you're working 5-6 nights a week.
Absolutely.
And what's the furthest you go as far as Fort Myers north? How far north do you go, and how far?
I go as far north as let me see, like probably Sanibel. You know, and then North Fort Myers is where the boathouse is, and then there's the other boathouse in Cape Coral.
And how far south?
And last year I was doing the Isle of Capri. Down near Marco.
Right.
And I've gone and played in Marco a bunch of times. Things are a little different this year, obviously, because we're not doing as many corporate events and things like that. So I'm sticking to my regular, bar, restaurant places, and I've got great relationships with a bunch of people that I've been working with for 4 or 5 years now. So I really don't have to pound the pavement or do phone calls. And I remember when I first moved here, it was always like you picking up the phone, or you're going to see bar owners or managers and trying to get the gig. Is half the battle. No, I'm really good. Really, trust me. It's like, so one I used to do before I had a phone, where I would have a video of me on the phone, and I would walk in and say, okay, this is me, and that was a great promo package. But before I'd bring my guitar, I'd go into a bar and I'd say, sit at the bar and just play for people for half an hour, and that would get me the gig usually.
That's called hunger, right?
Yeah, and the thing now is I'm hungry still, because I love playing music. I love doing what I do. I'm so blessed. I get to play music and do what I love for a living, so I'm not hungry per se, because I'm doing okay. But I will never lose that hunger. I don't.
Sure. It's called passion.
It's passion. Yes. Thank
Hunger turns to passion. First, it's to eat, but then after you can eat, it becomes passion. Well, I could say, first off, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank
It's
you.
an absolute pleasure to meet you, because from the minute we met and shook hands, it was like I felt the instant connection.
Yeah.
We started talking about stuff that immediately I understood.
Thank
you. I think I could definitively say that Southwest Florida is that much more sunny because of you. So thanks for being here, Jamie.
Thank you, my friend. I had a blast with you.
Pleasure's
I really
all mine.
did. Thanks.